In the Shire, there were green rolling hills and freshly tilled earth, along with the gardens and flower boxes on the windowsills. And today, I'm taking you with me to a place called the Tolkien Trail. It's a gorgeous area in Lancashire that apparently was an inspiration for Tolkien's writing. And later this weekend, I will be finishing a little knitted frog. But let's get this lovely day started.
There's so many trees across the path that are like this and they smell so good. Hey guys, we just stopped on a little bench to have some lunch, so I just finished my sandwich, but we have the most amazing view of a heron that is sitting in the river and he's watching to catch some fish. Absolutely amazing, really nice. Anyway, I am going to have my watermelon slices. So dusty. We just finished our walk and we acquired some ice cream, so we're just going to finish this and then we're gonna head back home because our legs are dead and Freya's very tired too. So let's finish it. So I have gotten back home and I am absolutely knackered, but honestly, an amazing walk. The first section that we did where all the sheep were and we were super close to the river was magical. Like, it really felt like you were in the Shire. And if you are a huge lover of Tolkien or Lord of the Rings, I can really recommend coming to Lancashire to do this Tolkien Trail. They have multiple different ones. So the one that we did today was the river one, which was about 5 miles. And we are not avid walkers, so we ended up doing 6 hours instead of 1.5. But there's shorter ones, there's longer ones, there's more complicated ones for people that hike quite regularly. So all in all, there's something for everyone. And honestly, such a beautiful place. So really recommend going, but I need to have a nap, so I'll probably leave you here for this segment of the video, but don't click away yet because I would love to chat to you guys about some of the knitting projects that I want to finish, but also something that I have been trying to learn sort of in the background of the videos. So I'm finally happy with showing some of the progress that I've made. So yeah, check in with you guys later. Good morning, it's the next day and I wanted to show you the things that I want to finish in this video that I have been leaving in a pile for quite a while, or in the background for this little guy. So I have made many of these frogs for some of my friends, but I hate doing the limbs, which is why I always try and postpone it as long as I can. But I have to finish this guy, so we're going to do the arms. And after that, I want to finish his little jumper. So I did actually finish the knitting portion of it. It's just I have to seam it up in the back and actually weave in the ends. And in the background, what I have been doing is I have been learning how to do continental knitting. So usually I knit the English or British style of knitting. So I always have my working yarn in my right hand. But I want to really try and do some more colour work stuff. So I really want to do socks at some point, and I'd love, like, I got a pattern of a beautiful landscape jumper. But the way that I do colour work at the moment is I have both my working yarns in the right hand. So I have to like drop one yarn, pick up the other, flick it around, drop it, swap the yarn around again. And it's just very time intensive and I'm just not a very patient person. So I wanted to try and learn continental knitting so that I can have one working yarn in this hand and the other yarn in this hand. Now, this took me 4 days to try and feel like I understand what was going on. And I have a couple of like different test pieces I did that I undid, and then finally this is the one that I'm going to show you guys as an example of the learning process I went through. So I finally sort of got the hang of the tensioning, which you can see here at the bottom, but if I go a bit closer, you might see that some rows here, it looks like the stitches are twisting. And that's because I noticed that when I went into my knit stitches, the way I was flicking the yarn over was the wrong way. So once I got the hang of that, there's this segment here where you can see that the stitches are correctly. And then I decided, right, let's now add in a little bit of colour work so that I can see how it feels when I have, when I'm working with two colours. And I did the colour work all right, but then I forgot that I had to pay attention on what direction I was flicking in. So the knit stitches on the blue segment, you can see that a bit better, but yeah, they got twisted again. And do you know when you have that, when you think too much and you basically just forget what you were doing? It took me about this section to try and remember how to flick
it in the right direction. So eventually I got it right again, and then I was like, okay, great, we got that. So now we're going to freehand this like little segment here, and I'm really happy with how the tension on that turned out. So I thought, oh great, let's do a bigger piece. And all in all, it's not too bad. There's just certain areas here and there where my tension isn't amazing, and it created like almost, it looks like a hole, but it's not. But I figured, you know, that's good enough. I am going to try and do like a proper like colour square. So I got a pattern from Etsy, and this is the result. And I'm so happy with it. I think it looks really great. The blue, actually, this area here has actually quite good tension. So this is the first segment I did, and I'm happy with that. And then the yellow tulip is where I went a bit too tight. So it's not as visible as it was because I did block this piece. But here there's a little bit of warping on the white wool, but then the red is okay again. So all in all, I am really happy with this piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang it on the board. So I'm going to swap it out with this piece. And once I've done that, we'll finish the frog.
I'll send a signal flare if everything goes right. Just sleep and dream, I'm riding on the wave of light. Everything's changed, buried under graves.
Quickly checking in, I have finished one arm of the frog. I'm just not going to weave in the ends yet and properly attach the arm because I'm waiting until the other one is done as well, so that I can properly stretch them out on both sides, making sure that they're the same length, and then closing them up. So yeah, let's finish the wee guy.
I know a place where we can go and be alone. So come away with me.
Just quickly popping in to describe what I'm actually doing is I'm bending a garden wire so that there's no sharp point on the end, and then I'm using PVA glue and some wool, and I wrap that around the end piece here. I find it just hides a little bit better compared to just using a pipe cleaner.
To know where we gonna go.
I finished my wee guy, and I'm so happy how he turned out. His little jumper looks so neat. I'll show a bit closer. I just love the big eyes and just the jumper in general. It just looks so adorable. But this one is actually going to a different home. He's not staying here because he's for a friend. So I will be dropping him off in a couple of days, and I still have some more on the list to make for some other friends. So at some point I'm gonna have to do it again. But anyway, for the next video, I will be making some baby toys because I have a ton of these like small little balls of yarn, and it's going to be perfect to do some stash busting. So baby toys are in order. And yeah, as usual, thanks for sticking around and just engaging with me in general. Like, I really appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you just have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!